Hi, blogging friends. I'm going to share with you guys 3 sort of unconventional Pinterest strategies that I've been using this year that I know are driving more traffic to my blog. And I'm kind of excited because they're really easy to implement, and I'm excited to share them with you because I hope that they help you just as much as they've been helping me. And here's how I know they've been working, because my analytics shows it. For the last 30 days, my outbound clicks is at 34,000, which is amazing. That is going up slowly but surely, which is the number I care about since I want traffic over from Pinterest to my website. But these are super easy strategies. They're a little bit different than what you hear everyone else tell you to do. And they're for everyone, whether you're new to Pinterest, new to blogging. They're easy, straightforward strategies that you can implement right away. Number 1 is using group boards. You will hear people say all different kinds of things about group boards. I know for a while I just kept hearing how bad they were. Years ago, Pinterest came out and said like it was changing its algorithm and they were going to deprioritize group boards. However, I'm going off my own experience and I'll show you my analytics. So here's my top boards as far as outbound clicks go. The number 1 board getting me the most clicks is this one right here, Best Recipes Ever, which is a group board. Here's the second one, which is my own, but the third top board as far as outbound clicks is another group board. Some of the boards that get the most outbound clicks to my recipes are group boards. Now, I don't mean just pinning to any group board. There actually is kind of a strategy to using the group boards. I made a video on how to find them, how to join them, kind of like the nitty-gritty details of getting onto group boards, which I will link in the description for this video. But as far as strategy goes, I would find 2 to 3 really relevant group boards to your content. Group boards that really align with the content that you're sharing, and make sure they're active group boards. The more pins and the more activity on the group board, the better. And you want just well-maintained ones that, have a good moderator that keeps the board clean, keeps the board on topic for whatever, that category is. So the hardest part about using group boards is actually getting accepted onto them. It's really easy to find them. Again, check out the video I have in the description, but it's just getting accepted into them. And if you're struggling, if you're not getting anybody accepting you onto their board, just keep trying. I have reached out to, I can't even tell you how many people I've reached out to. Way more people that have just ignored my request than accepted it. But once you do get onto a few good group boards, then it can just really make a big difference in getting more activity on your pins. So now that pin has the chance of reaching more followers. It's not just your own that it's getting in front of. It's getting in front of the people that follow that board too, which a lot of times is just a lot more people that are just following you. So after you watch this video, go out there, put a little bit of time into finding some group boards. I promise you the hardest part is getting accepted onto them. After that, it is easy peasy. It's just a new board for you to pin to. So you just work that board into your pinning strategy. And number 2, repinning other people's content. This is another part of my strategy that I think is really helpful, and I think it gets really overlooked by most people. I think a lot of us bloggers or content creators are really focused on pushing out our own content on Pinterest, which we should. That absolutely needs to be your mindset and your main focus. However, I think there is a big benefit to repinning other people's content in the right way. So let me explain how I do this. So there's a few different times I think it's important to repin other people's content. One is like a little tip or hack that you can steal that I do. If I see something on my home feed that is just going off, so you guys know I share recipes mostly. If I see another recipe on my home feed that is just getting a ton of engagement, lots of likes, lots of people trying it and commenting that it's amazing, then I'm going to go pin that to one of my own boards, the most relevant board I have that goes with that recipe. Because now all that engagement that pin's getting will hopefully boost that board. And it just keeps that board relevant and active and really just strengthens that board of your own even more. So another time you would want to repin other people's content is if you start a brand new board and you don't have enough content of your own to fill it, then definitely you need to pin some other people's stuff there to get the board started. My biggest advice is to pick really good high quality pins for that board, and ones that are super relevant, that are just really closely tied to whatever the category is for that board. Don't just pin anything to that board, because that's going to confuse Pinterest. You want to make sure the pins align just really closely with what that topic is so that Pinterest can learn that board. I take it a step further. I click through the pins. I actually go to the person's website or that blog, make sure it's not too junky. I make sure it really is good quality. But you don't have to go that far. You don't have to spend that much time on it. Just kind of really look at the Pinterest image, use your best judgment and make sure that you're picking the best ones that you can, that really will help strengthen that board and help Pinterest understand what it's about. Then there's one last time that I repin other people's content, which is kind of just when I have some free time here and there. Like if I'm in the car waiting to pick up my daughter from school, I'll go through and I'll look for what I was explaining before. I'll look for some really popular pins that are just kind of going off, and I will go pin those to the boards that I'm trying to build up the most and the boards that I use the most, because those boards are my most important ones. And the more activity I can keep giving those, the more engagement I can bring those, the better. So, we don't always have our own that are going off, for lack of a better word. So use other people's, tie those to your boards. And the third strategy is the Pinterest Save Extension button. Now I'm gonna put in the description to this video a little link so you can see how to install it on your website. But it's basically just a button that will pop up on your images on your website, and it allows people to save right there, like save that image directly over to Pinterest. They can click on the button, they'll see a drop down on their boards, and they just click the board and that's it. It was pinned to their Pinterest account without ever even opening Pinterest. But that's not the cool part. I've had this button installed for years on my website, but I didn't know it was special until recently, and until starting this channel and talking to a lot of you guys who are also bloggers. I think a lot of people just don't know about it, but I love it because I genuinely think that Pinterest treats those pins that are being saved directly from my website a little bit differently. Now, I do not have any factual information to back that up. I don't know. I don't have proof or anything where it says Pinterest prefers those pins or prefers pins to be saved from the website. All I know is my own analytics, like what I've seen on those pins that I save from my website versus ones that I either upload into Pinterest or upload using Tailwind. I really feel like Pinterest treats the one that I save from the website a little bit better. I don't know how to explain it, but those pins generally are performing better than my other pins. I've been watching this for a while. There's nothing different as far as design or anything else as far as my pinning other than the method or how or where I'm pinning it from, like my website, uploading through Pinterest, or through Tailwind. So it's not something to be ignored. I highly recommend using the button. It doesn't hurt. You literally have nothing to lose. It's pretty easy to install. And then after that, it's kind of nice for the users or the readers on your website. It makes it easier for them to pin from your website, which only helps you out because, again, if other people, not just yourself, if other readers are on your website and they pin to their own Pinterest using that little button, I also think that boosts your pin too. I really, really feel strongly that Pinterest likes when we are saving pins over to Pinterest with that button. So give it a shot. Like I said, you have nothing to lose. It doesn't hurt your website at all. So check it out, try installing that, play around with saving your images from there and see what happens. I really hope these were some helpful tips and some ones that you don't hear all the time. They are a little bit, like I said, unconventional, but as someone who's been blogging and using Pinterest for years, I strongly feel that these 3 things are just a huge, huge help in my strategy. So try them out. If you do, come back, let me know what your experience is with them, or if you have any questions about implementing these or anything that I talked about today, ask me in the comments. I love talking to you. And if you're not subscribing yet, help me out, hit subscribe. Thank you so much.